United States forces entire internet to require age verification. Oh my god, we are in the end game. Let's get it.
Today could mark the end of the internet as we know it. The United States just snuck a bill under everybody's noses to basically force age verification, biometric scan, and digital ID on every single aspect of the internet. And so if this passes today, it's GG. And I don't normally ask this, but I'm asking all of you right now to please leave a like on this video and please comment and just share this video around. More people need to be aware of this situation because today is a make it or break it for the internet. Depending on how the voting goes in the House today will determine if the internet basically comes to an end.
And at the same time, if this bill comes to pass and it will actually be in effect, this will cause a domino effect, not just like the US, but for the rest of the world on how we use the internet. So basically, no more free internet. Like it sucks, and at the same time, kind of worrying. Like it's pretty much like worrying, you know, because your personal identity is literally tied to, like, you're pretty much like have to like put your personal identity, even though like you want to stay anonymous. No, you can't stay anonymous anymore because the internet says so, or pretty much like the government where you live says so. This sucks.
And so there is ways to potentially fight back against this today. You could call your representative, which I will talk more about in this video. But for now, please help share this video around for people are aware of this situation.
Please.
This is actually happening. The entirety of the United States is about to force in age verification today. I'm not even joking. I just became aware of this late last night, and a bunch of people are becoming aware of this as well. You can see a lot of people slowly starting to recognize and kind of key in on what is going on here. It is not good. You have even politicians from Japan talking about this situation. God. So let's dive head first into this. So basically, there is a package of multiple different bills and laws and stuff that are passing through the House right now. And basically, there is going to be a vote to be able to pass this. And the bills within this package is being supported by bipartisan support, so to speak, this right here, which basically means that both political sides, Democrats and also Republicans, are both in agreement with passing this package of different.
I swear to God that I got this information, but like this is much I know from like the US like the US government. Like I can't believe that it still consists of like boomers, millennials, politicians that are so out of touch of what the internet is like. Like, oh no, the internet is this very scary place that it needs to be regulated. It needs to be surveillance. Can it just stay, like, shut the fuck up, or can it just, like, you know, mind their own damn business of whether or not like they know that they don't have any prior knowledge of what the internet is. Yeah, the internet is not perfect, but that doesn't mean you have to like force every netizens or every user of the goddamn internet to be, you know, like, to be surveillance. We didn't want this, you know. Can you just, you know, like, mind your own business and shut the fuck up instead of like pursuing like this, like, not like this nonsense. Why not just focusing on the actual problems that your citizens needed or need to be fixed, you know, instead of this bullshit.
Laws. And this in one law in particular that is raising a lot of eyebrows is the one that is basically KOSA, the Kids Online Safety Act, that will force age verification onto every single person within the United States. And basically, to get into specifics, it will force every single platform to make sure and reassure that they know you're of age and of an adult. For instance, if a platform doesn't know you're an adult, they could theoretically get fined and get into a lot of trouble. So they're being forced to implement some form of safety rails or guards to prevent, you know, basically young users being able to get on. And
or just have like good parenting, you know? What happened to good parenting? Like, can you just like check up with your kids whether or not they're just, like going to some shady website? Like, instead of just like passing, like making the government babysit your kids, why not do actual parenting? Like, yeah, like can we do that? Can we do that?
Perfect
Jesus.
world, this sounds completely okay. But the thing here is that we've seen time and time again with the laws within like the UK and the EU that these online safety acts, the digital, IDs, biometric scans, and everything does the exact opposite of protecting people or even protecting kids. It puts everybody in danger. It puts your personal information out there, and it basically makes it to where everybody's at risk for potential data breaches or, just getting doxxed in general. It's not good at all. And so the point here is that this law is being pushed through the door and under everybody's noses pretty much. It's just snuck under everybody's radar for the most part, and now it's at that point to where there's not really much you can really do but hope that there's people on the voting that do notice this and actually deny it. But this is literally happening today on the 29th. Like, today is Monday the 29th in the United States right now.
Holy.
And this is getting voted on. This is bad. Like, this is really, 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 really freaking bad. Like, this is basically the moment of, is it over? Is the internet dead? That is pretty much what this is. So, let's get into specifically what is being said here. So, we have little over 20...
Like, alright. You know what's kind of scary as well? Like, if this passed and, like, few months or probably years later, that the internet is so heavily surveillance, I kind of feel like everybody's gonna move on to the dark web. I know that it's gonna be, like the dark web is sketchy and and at the same time like a lot of like dangerous sites on the dark web, but like in this current situation right here, like the dark web is the only place that respects like privacy, like no surveillance whatsoever. So it's kind of worrisome that we are actually slowly moving towards that path.
24 hours to save the internet. The vote is being rushed to the United States House floor on Monday the 29th. Buried inside the KIDS Act are provisions that will push online services to verify all users' ages, require government-directed moderation, policies for online speech, and even create new rules about private and encrypted communications. The bill has bipartisan support and large corporate donors who have all a vested interest in eroding your privacy and freedom of speech. Similar bills have already passed in other countries, for instance UK and Europe, and individual states, and led to ID scanning mandates, aka what's going on, for instance, with like Pornhub. You know how you can't access it without basically IDing yourself? More or less, this will become the entirety across the whole internet. Like, you'll have to ID yourself just to access the freaking internet. And this will be, from my understanding, countrywide. It won't just be a specific state. It will be basically countrywide. Anyway.
And not countrywide. It's gotta be international, because there's always gonna be a domino effect. If, like, for example, if the US is a superpower country where like the influence and the power is based on like for example, like US, the superpower country, right? If this bill passes, other countries, even like third world countries, would follow suit, because they will make the US as the pinnacle example of like how to control your country or how to control your citizens. And with that way, like, there's no such thing as free will or free speech, because everything is gonna be surveillance. Whether you said like the no words or whether you have like wrong think, we're basically becoming like the an authoritarian state, or pretty much like an authoritarian world, so to speak.
faulty AI moderation, the removal of encrypted messages, etc. If passed, some platforms will require ID scans from all users. Some may try to deploy faulty estimation technology that will randomly trigger and cause your accounts to either permanently delete or locked until you fork over an ID. These systems have been a disaster, where deployed in other regions it led to many accounts losses and data breaches. So more or less what's being said here is that all these platforms will implement some form of like AI system to determine if you're an adult or not. And obviously we know that these systems are very poorly managed and they basically mess up all the time. And so there's going to be thousands, millions potentially of people that are going to get falsely flagged, and they're going to have to put their ID up to be able to identify themselves as an actual adult.
Bullshit.
And basically what this means is that yeah, you've proven you're an adult, but now your information and where you live, your driver's license and everything, whatever you use to verify yourself, is now on that site. And you're trusting this random website with your personal information. I know I wouldn't, but that's basically what's going to happen. You want to access Wikipedia? Well, you need an ID for that. Oh, you want to access Google? You're going to need an ID for that. You don't want to watch a YouTube video to be able to save your grandma that's having some problems, you know, basically can't breathe and you got to figure out CPR? Well, you need an ID for that. That's basically what's going to happen here, is that you're going to need an ID just to be able to access the internet at any given moment to determine your age. This is disastrous, not just for the internet, but for privacy itself. And this is the domino effect that I have literally been talking about over and over and over again. This is that Shimoneta 1984 reality that we have entered into. If this passes today, this could be, I'm not even joking, the end of the internet as we know it. This is literally creeping towards that dystopian-like future where you're no longer anonymous. You no longer could be, you know, a different person online. You could just be anonymous and just do whatever you want. You will now have a face attached to everything you do online. This is absolutely scary because it's a complete invasion of privacy, and the big thing that these companies want to do for you, or why they would want your information, is to be able to sell your data, but also be able to target you with certain ads and make profit off of you. Because let's just be blunt, we all know this. If you have been on the internet, you know that if, you know, certain websites track you and know what you're into, they will start throwing certain ads at you that, you know, you might be interested in. They figure out everything about you to be very predatory, to basically target you with certain ads or marketing. And they're going to go to an extreme level with this, especially if they...
Like, at the same time, like, sorry to intrude, but this is, like, after this bill, like approves or whatnot, every, like advertisements or every, agencies, this will be their gold mine. This is where they make their trillions. This is where they make their money. Because, like, if every site, like, requires you to have a digital ID with your actual personal information, and that said website like have mediocre security protocols, and then they get like breached, yeah, that's game over, man. Your personal information's goodbye, because it's pretty much everywhere now. Yeah, we are absolutely screwed.
Know exactly where you live, your full name, your age, and everything. It's going to get a lot worse. And then that's not including, for instance, data breaches and selling your data to third-party companies or even countries at that. It's not good. So, yeah, everything about this is just bad freaking news. And the scariest part about this is that this is bipartisan. I want to reiterate this. This means that it's a both sides problem. This means it is Democrats and Republicans both coming together and being like, this is good. And when you have two...
I swear to God, like, those both parties are just consist of not entirely, but majority just boomers and millennials who are out of touch of what the fucking internet is. Man, can it just like retire instead of just, you know, like make stupid decisions that would cost like they cost like millions of dollars? With this is just stupid.
political parties that are always at each other's throats, wanting to basically completely topple the other, coming together to agree on something. Yeah, no, this ain't good. And I've been talking about this over and over again, that both sides want to censor the internet, both sides want to kind of usher in complete surveillance and knowing what you're doing at any given time, because it means that they will be able to control the narrative, be able to censor you, and know what you're doing. I mean, we've already seen the dangers that this causes within the UK, within Europe. I mean, we've all seen it. We know what's going on in Europe. For instance, if you want to talk about illegal immigration, for instance, in Europe or UK, they will send police at your house or potentially censor you. You'll get a fine or whatever. They're more concerned about that than actually fixing real issues or, you know, addressing things to try to fix things. And that's what's going to happen here. And so I think that this is a massive attack on freedom of expression, free speech, and also just your privacy itself. This is horrible. And this craziest thing about this is that this legitimately was slid under everybody's noses, and not many people have become aware of this until literally today. That's insane. Like, that's so freaking insane to me. So, yeah, honestly, guys, the only thing you can really do at this moment is what Earlmancer actually posted here, is to contact your representative on all that right here, which I will link this in the description. Please contact your representative for your state to basically not allow this to happen. It's honestly the only way to be able to stop this, but it's so late. For instance, it's literally today. I don't even know if it would work. In the time you guys see this video, maybe the votes have already happened and it's already passed. Maybe it got denied. Hopefully it did. But yeah, I'm sounding the alarm here because this is a red flag. This is basically everything, the build up from like last year with kids.
Like, this is not only just a red flag, but this is actually DEFCON 1 of the free internet. This is the last stand of having having the free internet without having like surveillance. At the same time, this is how information dies, you know, because like like what you see or what you read on the internet will be heavily controlled by any government or every corporation. So like, you know, like the saying where whoever holds or controls the narrative controls the world. So this is pretty much we're actually closing into the dystopian world where all information or what we see or who is who or anything in particular would be so heavily controlled that you're like everything, like every narrative is controlled or what you believe is controlled. So this is really bad. So there's no there's no such thing as free free speech or free thinking, because every thought that you would think will be heavily influenced by how the narrative is controlled or the information is controlled by the government or the corporations.
Online Safety Act and everything that has been built up to this very.
So technically, if I give an example, we're gonna turn into North Korea. Yep, we're gonna turn to North Korea based on how they control their information, their citizens. It will just turn to North Korea.
Moment, and it's finally here. It is finally here, and it's packaged in so many different bills to make it look like if you try to shoot this down, you seem to not care for kids' safety. That's what they're doing here, because I want to really showcase the maliciousness of how it's just very disingenuous. They're naming this, for instance, the Kids Act and all that. They're burying it in a title like that. So basically, it looks really bad if you're against this. If you're against this type of stuff, you legit don't want to protect kids. That's what this looks like, and it shuts down any counter argument or any dissent or any politicians that want to speak out about this. It makes them look bad. Optically, it makes them look bad. And so it's going to make it to where they're going to lean heavily on just supporting it, not to look bad optically. Because let's be honest, it's all about optics. That's what people view things as. And so optically, they're going to vote for this because they don't want to be viewed like someone that doesn't care about kids. So yeah, just, oh my God. I really hope there's some sensible people at the House today in the United States when they vote, they shut this down. Please, please don't let this pass. Please don't let this pass. I really, 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 really hope that this does not pass and that we find out, like, later today, this gets shut down. Please. Please, 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 please.
Like, at this point, I really hope that, you know, like what is it, like the young senators. I mean, if my memory serves me, like there's a lot of younger senators, also like governors as well. I don't know, like, if I'm wrong with that, but I think that like most of them are like Democrats. But like I do hope that they would say nay to this bill, because this is gonna be a monumental like part of history. Whether if this passed, this is game over. Like there's no more free internet. But if it denies, we can still have like, I don't know, like we can have like more time, because I know for a fact that they would not stop. They would, like, you know, like find other ways to make this bill pass to the Congress, and then they will do whatever it takes. So please, man,
please. I will leave it at that, though. I wanted to bring this up because this is if we find out today if this passes or not, I will make a follow-up video. So stay tuned to that. But with that being said, please subscribe, leave a like on the video, help spread this and all that, because more people need to be aware of what's going on today. But be safe, guys. Talk to you later. Chibi out.
Yeah. And alright, I'm gonna put this like there. This is gonna be like a major announcement. So for the people who are actually watching this video, or who are actually in the US right now, who are, you know, like US citizens, please contact your senators, your governors, and like just explain them that this is the worst idea ever. This is in fact would change history. This will be in fact like how this is pretty much like the fate of the free internet. This is the fate of free speech, because this all ties to free speech, right? You know, like your First Amendment, free speech or whatnot. This all ties to the internet, because you won't be safe. For a fact, you won't be safe if this bill passes. You know, because if you say like the wrong things or the wrong stuff, and then if your opposition would happen to find your personal identity or your information, it will go downhill. You will be no longer safe. You know, there's no like, that's where like suppression and intimidation would be the power move when it comes to like heated debates, or just like citing out your thoughts on whether your thoughts are like controversial or not. Having that having that, and also having your personal information just stick out like a sore thumb at your at the side of your said statement, that won't it will not go well. So please do call your senators, please do call your governors, whichever state you are living in, and please just let them say nay to this bill, because if this bill passes, it will also cause another domino effect, that other countries, including mine, would follow suit, because they will follow the US like what is it, like an idol, you know, like if this bill works, that bill works on every country as well. So everyone will be controlled, like narratives will be controlled, information is controlled. Like I don't want that for my future and everyone's future. So please do call. Just let them say no to this. All right, be safe, y'all. And probably I will paste the link at the comments down below, so that you get like, like fast access to it. So yeah, please, this is for the sake of the free internet.